long-awaited review for Inherit the Stars by Tessa Elwood. I had a lot of fun with this book. I gave it a 5-star. I came across this book at the thrift store, and I had really no idea what it was about. I assumed it was a young adult, and I read the premise on the back of the book, but it didn't exactly grab my attention, so it must have been the cover that compelled me to toss it in my basket. However, I don't know how I missed it. It really didn't strike me as a science fiction book, which if I knew it was, I would have grabbed it anyways because I really want to delve into science fiction reads. Now that I look at it, it should have been obvious that this is a science fiction book. There's planets in the background, and her outfit screams science fiction. When I'm unsure about a book if I'm going to like it or not, I really like to look at reviews. There were some mixed reviews on Goodreads, and there was one negative review on YouTube that I had found. Negative reviews really don't stop me from reading books at all. If anything, it'll just kind of alert me to different things, which may be something I like about books. Like I said, I really like this book. I ended up reading it in one day. I could not put it down. Although I gave it 5 stars, I did have a few problems with it. Primarily, the world building was lacking a little bit, I think. I was a little confused on planets. I know that our characters are from 2 different planets, and there was an incident that happened, but I'm not sure if that was on Asa's planet or a different planet. It's very confusing. So from my take on the book, this book takes place on 2 different planets that are kind of in this Cold War. Asa is the main character, and she's the youngest of 3 girls. Their father is an important diplomat of sorts, I believe, or maybe he's kind of like a president. He takes care of all the citizens on his planet. An accident has wreaked havoc on Asa's planet, or a nearby planet, placing Asa's family in a desperate situation to make sure that their planet has enough food. Asa's father decides to marry off his oldest daughter to this other planet in order to create a treaty so that he can protect the citizens on his planet. In exchange, this other planet also needs something very valuable from their planet, as most treaties go. In an attempt to protect her sisters, Asa has severely disappointed her father and her family. She causes a huge problem and a kink in the chain in this treaty. So, can she fix it? I really can't say much else about this book without giving away any spoilers. While I did say this book was lacking on some world building, which made certain aspects a little confusing, I do have to say that the plot itself was pretty interesting and unique to me anyways. I really like when stories get into the politics behind their society. I think that's really important for any dystopian or science fiction novel, but because this book was such a short and quick read, I think it balances that out. It was mostly Asa's character and her relationship with Eagle that had me hooked. Asa is a really strong and independent character. She's passionate yet impulsive, which is her greatest weakness. This really leads to a lot of conflict in the story, but unlike other YA characters that I am familiar with, she really doesn't dwell on her mistakes and the consequences that they cause. She doesn't blow them out of proportion. She identifies her mistake and then she quickly moves on and tries to find a solution and fix it. This was extremely refreshing for me, while other YA characters have these marathon pity parties and overemphasize their guilt throughout the entire books. For this reason, I have a difficult time always enjoying the main character in these other books, and I usually like the supporting characters more. Eagle is the love interest, but before you jump to the conventional YA trope of relationships, this was equally as refreshing, and I won't tell you why, because you must experience it for yourself. As a little hint, I did get butterflies over some of the scenes that they had together. Another major point I had to address, and that I really enjoyed about this book, was the fact that when it comes to YA couplings and characters, they are generally gorgeous, the most desired beings, even if the character plays humble and claims that they don't see it, yet everyone else does. This too was such a fun twist for me. Asa and Eagle really do not fit the standard. This really enhances their relationship in such a compelling way, because it goes beyond beauty. Eagle is also extremely mysterious. He's just really quiet, but his actions speak volumes. This was a huge reason why I had to keep reading, because I had to discover him. So that concludes my review, and I really hope that you give this book a try, and then I hope you come back here to discuss what you thought of it. This was such a surprising little gem, and I'm so happy that I gave it a try. And I really recommend this book to anyone who would love to break into the science fiction world, because this book is so quick, and you still have a lot of the things that you love about traditional YA, just with a twist. Thanks again! Bye!